Let me know when you're ready.
There's pictures of the new clubhouse.
John.
You get all the cookies.
Troy, Eric,
Eric? I'm
Yes.
Troy, nice to meet you.
good to see you.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay, we are ready to
Eric,
go.
good to see you.
You wanna
We
try?
are recording, and I believe John is online, so you have your script.
He's not online.
Oh, he's
Right.
not online yet?
Now,
Okay.
don't I have to get everyone to agree that John can join us?
It's in your script.
It is in my script. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we're ready to go. Welcome to the February 3rd, 2026 Winnetka Park District Golf Services Advisory Board regular meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 4:01 and ask Saba to take roll call for attendance.
Troy Finnegan,
Present.
Josh Kilpatrick,
Present.
John Lombardo,
Present.
Mickey Archambault,
Present.
Eric Schmidt,
Present.
Commissioner Corley,
Present.
and John Knuckle.
So we're ready to go. Welcome to the-
Buckle, yeah.
Knuckle.
Right. Hey, John. You look very distinguished on screen.
Hopefully my head doesn't look as dry as it looks up here.
No, it looks fine.
And Commissioner Tyson is not going to be in attendance for
Right.
this meeting.
Right, okay. So Josh, Eric, and John, I assume you met Shannon and Saba? And
Taylor?
Taylor, thank you. Hey, Taylor. Welcome. And let's go ahead and get into it. So welcome new members. On January 22nd, 2026, at their regular meeting, the Park Board approved new appointments to the Golf Services Advisory Board. Please welcome Eric Schmidt, John Lombardo, right? And Josh Kirkpatrick. Welcome, guys. We had one meeting that you missed. We'll certainly be happy to catch you up on it. But I think everybody here was very happy with the events of the first meeting and going forward. So we're happy that the Park District and the board have allowed this to put together. So we will go ahead and proceed accordingly. Okay, I think we already, let me go through. John Kunkel has made a request to participate remotely for tonight's meeting. It is requested due to qualifying event in 4.26 of the board policy manual -2 employment purposes. May I have a motion to approve Mr. Kunkel's request to participate remotely in today's board meeting as permitted under 4.26 of the board policy manual, remote attendance in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act?
So moved.
Second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. No opposed? All right, John, you're officially in.
All right, thank you for counting.
Okay. All right, agenda item 1.2, approval of February 3rd, 2026 regular meeting agenda. Are there any requests for changes or additions to the agenda? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the February 3rd, 2026 regular meeting agenda as presented? Motion? Someone?
A second.
No, someone needs.
No, I make the motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, second, all right, any discussion on that? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Public comment, we don't have any tonight, so I don't have to read the script for that, which sometimes takes as long as a short public comment. Okay, agenda item number 3, consent agenda. Does anyone wish to have any item added to or removed from the consent agenda? I'm hearing none. Without objection or request for addition or removal of any specific item from the consent agenda for individual consideration, we will act on the following items with a single vote. January 6th, 2026, regular meeting minutes. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Well done. Second? Second. Okay. We'll have a roll, any discussion? All right, Saba, that's a roll call. It's nice to have a script. This is wonderful.
welcome.
Thanks.
Mr. Finnegan? Say aye.
Aye. Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Kirkpatrick?
What was the question?
Yes.
Mr.
Aye.
Lombardo?
Yes.
Mr. Archibald?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
And Commissioner Corley?
Yes.
And Mr. Kunkel?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion passes.
All right, we're on to, we're zipping through this one here. On to presentations. So item 4.1, the 2026 golf budget. Miles, welcome.
Hello. Welcome to the new board members here. So yes, budget for 2026 in your packet there. You know, the main story is just a continued increase in revenue, about 200,000 over what we did in 2025, with a small increase in rounds, increase in food and beverage revenue, a little bit in range revenue as well. And then the biggest driver of the increase is being the green fee coming from rate increases, user fee increases there. And then any questions on the budget itself, the operating budget?
Yeah, so
Yes.
John, Troy, and I have had a chance to review that from last week's meeting. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to review that or not. If you don't have any questions, I'd understand if you just got it, but if you do, by all means,
I
speak
just
up.
got it, I just reviewed it, but I didn't go through it line item by line item to understand the revenue upticks and what you're looking to accomplish, so maybe next meeting I'll have
Yeah.
some questions.
Or, or I would offer this, if you do have questions, go ahead and write them down, and if you don't mind, send them to me. I'll make sure they get distributed
Okay,
and get you answers to your questions.
okay, great.
Because it is a little tough when someone just throws your budget and go, oh, sorry, you got a
Yeah, I
question.
had to look at the stuff the other night and thought, oh, I don't have time for
I
that.
looked at it, one quick question.
Yes.
The increase in rounds, kind of, what's your basis for that increase in that, getting to that number?
Yeah, so a lot of that's gonna be driven from the par three golf course. We had lower utilization than we would expect on the par three course, in the morning, and early afternoon. So just driving additional rounds, we have some programming that's gonna fill some of that gap, and then additional marketing dollars going towards, driving that additional rounds early in the day on the
Right.
par three. So the 18 hole rounds are basically flat. It's all basically semi from the par three.
Right. Yeah, and some of the programming that was going on last year kind of came to a halt at a point in time. So this year, that would carry through the entire year. So that's, programming is, I guess not surprisingly, a nice revenue boost, besides just the rounds of golf and stuff, so. And Kemper does a great job with that stuff, so it's well attended, it's well run, it's a good thing. Any questions on your end?
I did, and it's a smaller item, but the golf shop sales increasing by 77% just kind of sticks out without any corresponding
So
expenses going up.
so included in the golf shop sales is junior golf instruction. So over previous years, so we did not have Discover Golf programming at the beginning of the year. We had no junior golf. We had internal junior golf, but no outside help on that until the middle of July, and it was much lower numbers than what we would expect. I think our total enrollment in junior golf last year was about 120. We have, last I checked, I think we have 141 signed up already for this year, and we don't start for 3 months.
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's the driver there.
Yeah, positive sign.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well done. Okay, Scott, did you have any questions budget-wise? I don't. Yeah, no, actually, you've got to see it before anybody else. Okay. All right, item 4.2, golf programming and events. Miles, you're still on stage here.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on the capital, really quick for the new members as well, if you wanted.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so capital items, it's the 7 items listed there, are the utility carts, verticutting reels, dining room furniture, replacement of the pump and control panel for the pond on 17, which especially for the newer members, the irrigation pond that we have on 17 is how we control water off the golf course. So in the event that we have a very heavy rain event and we need to actually get water off the golf course, those pumps are what pump water off the property. There's 2 pumps there. We replaced one in 2025. This is the second pump, so that way we have a fail safe if one were to fail. And then seal coating the parking lot, which is part of the larger project for the whole district here, and then new driving range mats. So we're finishing up third quotes on most of these.
Right.
The only question I had,
Yeah.
if it's okay to ask now, was seal coated for parking lots, shared parking lot, is that a shared distribution
It
across
is.
those others?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tennis is a part of that, paddle is a part of that.
Yeah,
ice is a
Administration,
part of that.
every
Right.
department.
I figured 18 seems
Our
really low,
allocation.
so.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, wow.
It's actually less, but we're getting
Right, give me that
around the
number.
clubhouse is included in that as well. So,
Right.
yes.
And the big expense on that stuff, obviously, is the pump, which is a very large number. But that's, is it a 9,000 GPM pump? I think,
don't know
or
the
it's either a
it's
6 or
large.
9,000.
Yeah.
It's a massively large pump.
Yeah, and then the control
Um,
panel to operate that is
Which,
pricey.
which, depending on how well you know the property or not, it's on the 17th hole, and it pumps out into the canal, which is part of the Forest Preserves Canal, so Forest Way and all that stuff. And it has been used heavily in the past, but not so much now, knock on wood. Okay, Miles, anything else budget related?
No, any other questions?
Okay.
I've just got one-
John, did you have any questions?
None for me, thank you.
Okay,
Maybe-
we have one.
I've just got one
Yes.
for you, just because I'm new to the scene. When you budgeted last year, how close were you to hitting your numbers? Were there any shortfalls? Were you above, below?
We were, revenue-wise, we were about 24,000 ahead of budget, and we were 450 over net.
Okay.
We made, yeah, we achieved budget.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
by-
Yes.
by a
Yeah.
long shot.
No, it's
Yeah.
good background, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and not only was the budget achieved, golf in the past has kind of suffered financially. And sometimes other funds from the park district had to put money into that fund to make it a go. So golf also didn't have reserves. And
Okay.
the park district wants to have a reserve on every fund. So the other very financial positive last year is through the year, we're able to fund a reserve, which is big.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to have, so. Okay, no, any other questions on the budget? Okay. Miles, you're still up, golf programming and events.
Yeah, so listed out, some of the golf programming that we'll host this season. Junior golf programming, as we mentioned, is in partnership with Golf Practice. Their spring and summer programming is live through our website and linked on theirs. Like I said, I think last I checked, we had 141 signed up already. We probably actually just got a ding that we got another one. So, and then we'll be hosting ladies clinics Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. That runs kind of in line with their the league that we have for the ladies, so that's more geared towards the beginners. Beginner adult clinic at noon on Saturdays, and that's going to be during the summer season. And then an intro to golf class Saturday mornings in May. So there's 5 Saturdays in May. So kind of a get golf ready, just kind of intro to golf, just to try to bring people into the game and introduce those people. So that'll be in May. And then public events and outings. So we're going to have a par 3 contest around the Masters weekend there on April 1st. The information for that should be coming out this week with our newsletter. And then a kickoff 4-person scramble event on April 25th. And then the Winnetka Open, which is a individual stroke play event on June 27th to 28th. That information will also be coming out this week. That one's exciting because we'll actually be offering an exemption into the Illinois State Open for the winner of that event. And then a fall 4-person scramble on October, and then a superintendent revenge on Halloween. And then we'll be hosting a par 3 junior league for June, July, and August on the par 3 golf course Tuesday mornings. Again, that's one of the things to drive some additional rounds, but that was one of the areas that we saw a little bit lower utilization, and we had some of that demand for some of those like high school golfers, the New Trier kids that need, they want to have something to do competitively throughout the summer, so that was a good fit for us. And then a couples league, Friday nights on June, July, and August, to just drive some additional programming there. And then we will be hosting 3 CDGA events, Illinois PGA event, 2 Illinois PGA events, and then the Open Qualifier as well.
Okay, so I had a couple questions on
Yes.
this. Couples event, is that like golf and dine, intended to be golf and dine, like 9 holes and?
Yeah, we'll have a couple different things throughout the year, like night
Okay.
and wine, and
All right, and the par 3 event, Masters Weekend, is there gonna be a green jacket awarded to the winner?
I'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Just for you. What's your size, Mickey?
Okay. Yeah, that's open to all ages, including seniors?
Yes. Yes.
All right, great. Any questions on golf programming and events? It is, when the programming gets going during the year, I mean, it is so cool to go by the clubhouse and see kids out in the putting green and stuff going on, and there's activities everywhere. It's a really wonderful thing to see, and it's a great way, excuse me, to promote junior golf, which the golf industry suffered with last decade, is getting younger people to play the game. So it's a great initiative. So glad to see you guys are doing it. And again, you do a great job
Yeah.
doing it. So
Yeah.
that should be well. John, any questions from you on programming and the like?
No questions, just Miles, I applaud you on the clinic schedule. I think that's a great idea and a great way to get community involved in the golf course that might not otherwise be involved with it, so it's fantastic.
And is that women's golf clinic on Thursdays or Tuesdays?
Thursdays.
So is quote-unquote Women's Day gonna be now on Thursdays instead of Tuesdays?
Yeah, so it was last season as well.
Okay.
So I was actually in contact yesterday. We're actually gonna have 2 ladies leagues. We'll have a Tuesday morning league and a Thursday league.
Oh, nice.
So we have 180 women in our database for Thursday mornings. We have averaged about 60, 65 every week last year on Thursdays. The feedback that we got, so originally it was Tuesdays prior to the renovation. The feedback we got is a lot of those women went to other leagues. And so they didn't want to come back on Tuesdays because they had committed to, other local
Okay.
courses on Tuesdays. But was actually in contact yesterday with some of the women that are actually planning on coming back. So we actually will have 2, the Tuesday league will be a little bit smaller, but we'll actually have 2 different leagues. So yeah, we'll have one Tuesday, one Thursday. Thursday will be the bigger one.
Miles, were those 9 holes or 18 hole leagues?
Thursday was both. So we did 1 hour of 18-hole tee times from 7 to 8, and then 8 to 10 a.m. was 9-hole tee times. So that may adjust a little bit. We may push the 18-holers more towards the Tuesday times, because there are fewer of those. And the Tuesday league was pretty 18-hole centric. So maybe Tuesday might be 18-hole league, and Thursday might be the 9-hole league.
Okay.
So we're
So it'll
still
be-
ironing out
And
those
you-
details.
Go ahead, John.
You accommodate them with the 9-hole rate?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then, so there'll be a block of time reserved for
Correct.
Women's League. Okay. That's good to know, because I was gonna play on Tuesdays or Thursdays, that might change my mind now. So, and again, as a little bit of a background, before the golf course got renovated, Women's League was pretty robust. But in 2022, I think it was down to 17 women, and most of them departed. So again, kudos again to Kemper for literally revitalizing that and getting women to play again is, I think it's great. We were a little off target, or a little off agenda a little bit. We had hoped that we'd have at least 1 or 2 women be a part of this advisory group. Everybody tried really hard to recruit, and nobody loved us. But I think they will later. I have no doubt that sometime throughout the season, someone's gonna raise their hand and go, hey, can I join? And we will happily accommodate a woman being on this advisory.
Do you
board.
have a ladies captain or do you guys do these type of positions?
Nothing formally, no. I mean, we have, like I said, we have one individual lady that is kind of the leader of the Tuesday morning group, but nobody specifically, no.
So,
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, as an idea, I haven't looked into the programming that much, but in my last club, we had a ladies captain, and she would drive all the PR marketing and get all the women to come in. And I'm assuming you have men's league as well, I don't know how many members are in it. But one of the formats I used to like is, you have a year-long match play knockout competition. So the members enter, pay a fee, and then it's up to the members to find each other and find a time, and when they can go out and compete one-on-one. And then through the year, it sort of whittles itself down, but it keeps people coming back to the course, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Josh, what I'll just say is, the men's club is robust, 84 members right now. We expect to try to hit 100 or a little above this year.
Okay.
We were down to 40 after the course redo. I would love if the women's group were to convene and kind of organize in the same fashion. I mean, as much as you can help with that, or maybe even put that captain in touch, or whoever she is, with us if she's open to it. We'd love to give them our format. We have that same format.
Okay.
And so if you're not a member of the men's club, I'm the membership chair. Happy to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I say, I don't know all the different formats.
Yeah, but I think I think that the course could benefit from more organization on both sides, right? The more members we get, broadly speaking, I think the more the course will benefit.
Sure.
Yeah, at one time it was robust at one time, and the women's league and the men's league would have Sunday events and, social and all that stuff. It was great. Unfortunately, the women's group just kept getting whittled down, and older, so they kind of aged out.
But those numbers that Miles just gave are promising, and so I think we
Yeah.
should.
Oh, yeah,
We're open,
definitely.
obviously, to try to do everything we can to capitalize on more incorporation and whatever benefits the course would be great.
Yeah, so you got 3 potential new members to the men's
It's
club.
not gotten lost on me yet.
Wrong meeting.
I'm sorry?
I said wrong meeting.
Yeah, I know. We already had that meeting. All right, anything else on programming and events?
Yeah, if I could just add a couple things on programming. I think programming doesn't just stop with the junior golf or the outings or the leagues. There's a lot of community programming that goes on, like the Parkinson's clinics that we do, or the PGA Hope clinics that have so many members of the community. So there's a lot of other clinics and teaching programs that are happening at the club outside of the normal.
Are you doing the disabled veteran clinic again?
Yeah,
it's
PGA
PGA
Hope.
Okay. Yeah, that's also awesome. Okay. All right, anything else on programming or events? Okay, unfinished business, board member priorities. Shannon?
All right, so at the first meeting back in January, the advisory board members were tasked with creating their own individual list of priorities. So we received input from 2 members, and Miles from Kemper Sports consolidated that list and created notes evaluating long-term and short-term feasibility. One thing I do want to mention is not anything in regards to specific numbers, but I do want to advise the advisory board that taken together, the priority requests, they would represent a multi-year capital vision with a probably multi-million-dollar range. And assuming full implementation over time of that, kind of your big drivers would be the top tracer driving range, pond repairs, dredging, and any clubhouse changes, right? And so the reality of this being an enterprise fund is that all capital investments must be funded either by reserves, golf-supported debt, or new revenues. And this does not assume any park district tax-supported funding.
Right.
And then there's also operating costs that would go into it for any continuous operation of those things, which could range depending on the type of program it is. Food and beverage, the driving range system, that sort of thing.
Right.
Just for your discussion.
So, yeah, so the original list, that's the list that I prepared, which everyone has had a chance to see. It looks like you guys dove into that and provided replies to those, so I haven't obviously had a chance to look at that yet, but, and then that was with the understanding is, you know, budget had already been done for this year. So some of this list was, hey, are these little things that could still be done? Or if not, we understand budget is set for 2026, so let's be forward thinking about other things. So some are obviously big ticket items, some are smaller ticket items, some of those are things that, although you didn't line item it, if it was a small dollar amount, was probably included anyway. But I put the list together just literally sitting there going, I play the golf course a lot. So as I play, I would just keep mental tabs of things I would put, so that was my list. John Kunkel did his list and sat with Miles and Evan, right? And Evan Davis, who's not here tonight, he's the general superintendent for the golf course and does a fabulous job as well. And John, I gotta give you credit for how you put it together. It's like, here's the item. Is this something immediate? Is it high priority, low, medium priority? Can it be done? No, it shouldn't be done. Or is it a maybe? So that'll be kind of what you see on this list. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it unless everybody else wants to go through the whole thing.
I was gonna make a point of order and a comment. Point of order is, I don't know if this was provided before, it's new to me as well, but I
Right.
did go through it, so the comment is, wow, thank you, Kemper. A lot of these either are already happening or are going to happen. So again, more kudos for all the things you're already able to work into this 2026 year. It's impressive. So, but then the point of order is maybe between now and next meeting, we can review this, take some of the new commissioners' ideas,
Yep.
maybe add it to or work it in, because I think that would be helpful, but just appreciate all of the attention it's already gotten in just a month's time.
Yeah, yeah, no, I would echo that. You know, nice job to, and that's what we asked you guys to do, so I appreciate you doing it, so. And then same thing, as you guys are going through this stuff, and really for all of us, just go through it if you got questions. Same thing, you know, feel free to send the questions now, because our next meeting is for 3 months, I think.
April.
So we're gonna be, you know, into the golf season already. So if you have questions on this stuff, feel free to put together a list and send it over. Because we can reply to those prior to a meeting. Okay, let's see, where are we?
Was Ed
Oh, okay.
assistant superintendent last year?
He's the head agronomist, right?
He's
So
the
he's
young
young guy
kid.
came from North Shore Country Club.
Yeah, okay. I spent a lot of time with Evan last year, walking him through the course and stuff.
Oh, that was you that was out there. Yeah,
Nice
Evan
kid.
is.
Yes, good kid.
He, you know, his bosses are here, but Evan does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, no, I do.
Highly motivated, he's got a great crew, and he not only like physically gets the work done, he thinks of things like, how can I make things better?
Yeah.
Which is really an awesome trait that he has. And again, just kind of quickly, one of the things he did last year was to infuse some compost type material into the fairways, because when the course was redone, it was supposed to have a nice, beautiful topsoil top to it. Not all of it was beautiful topsoil, because it was, whatever was there was what was used.
One of the ponds, I think.
Yeah, sludge, all kinds of stuff. So there is a method, and it was really fun to watch, where they basically aerated and infused that stuff. And they did some of that in the fall and immediately had a difference on the quality of the fairways. It was really awesome.
Yeah, I'll say that it was so successful. We were planning on doing it twice in the spring, and we won't probably not do it in the spring because
Yeah.
the fall aerification and compost that you're talking about was so successful
Yeah.
that it doesn't look like we're going to need to do it again here in the spring, which is
Yeah.
good. So.
It made a remarkable difference. Okay, so I want to highlight, although we're not going to go through this thing individually, there are a couple of things I wanted to go over in terms of highlighted stuff that was brought up. And one of them is the driving range enhancement. So Vince, that is a topic you and I had discussed prior to this board getting together, but if you provide a little background and kind of your thoughts for how we could enhance the driving range.
Yeah, well, so first of all, I just want to start out by saying the driving range has just done phenomenally well over the last, 2 years. When we first stepped on property 3 years ago, pre-construction, the driving range was doing about $175,000 in top line revenue. I think we did $430,000 in revenue in 2025. So 175, 180,000 to 430, that's a pretty good uptick in driving range revenue just by itself.
What do we attribute that to?
Continued usage by the community members, increased ball pricing, longer hours. So I think the team has just done a great job selling range balls, and the community's done an awesome job hitting them. But at some point, we're gonna cap out on the amount of range balls that we're gonna be able to sell and the revenue that we're gonna be able to achieve in the normal course of business on that driving range. One of the things we've been looking at, we haven't done a full analysis here for Winnetka, we certainly could in the near future, is, do we take a look at range technology, whether it be, top tracer and cover the T's, TrackMan range, what do we do as far as capitalizing on the winter business and keeping that driving range open 12 months. 3 years ago, I would have told you this is a no-brainer, let's put in top tracer tomorrow. I think I did say that 3 years ago. But now that we're doing $435,000 in range revenue, I think there's a little bit of an additional analysis that needs to be done to determine exactly how much are we going to pick up during those 5 months that maybe we would be closed. I definitely think it's worth the exercise, but there's a return on investment as well. And if the capital requirement is $1 million, let's just say it's $1 million. What is the payback period on that $1 million? So we're putting these ranges up at a couple different locations throughout the country. They're becoming more the norm than the exception. At some point, it's going to be what facility doesn't have range enhancements versus what facility does. So I think it's something that we need to continue to talk about, something we need to continue to look at. But let us do some ROI analysis and some look at the payback period and what it can do, and we can certainly come back to this committee with some updated drawings and some updated specs and tell you guys exactly what we think it looks like.
I'll speak for myself, I think that would be awesome. Because year after year, it's like, how can we continue to bring people to the golf course? Or, if golfers want to do something in the winter, where do they go? And the answer was not coming to the Winnetka Golf Course because it was closed, didn't have the space, or for whatever reason. So if there's a way to, enhance the driving range, I also think would include enhancing food and beverage service. So if you could include that as part of that ROI, I think would be great. I know that's gonna be a little bit of a thumb up thing, unless you've done it somewhere else and,
Yeah.
okay, so that.
I think the
would be
other thing
awesome.
would be, once we complete this analysis, is to go on a field trip. Maybe this committee goes on a field trip and we can show you some of the various ranges that are out there. There's a couple that have been built in the Chicagoland location. We know what their pre-range revenue or pre-technology revenue was, and we know what their post-technology revenue was. So we can share some of that with you during this presentation and kind of give you the full picture. But
Okay.
I think $435,000 in range revenue for 2025,
Pretty phenomenal.
hats off to the team.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, the only comment I have, first of all, that is great. Second, would love to go on a field trip, sounds fun. But third would be, I didn't see it here in the responses. I thought it came up a little bit in terms of driving range enhancements. We talked about some of the constraints around extending hours and lights, but the hours piece to me is a quick ROI in terms of if we think we could get people there an extra 2 hours, you know, especially when there's daylight, that's the automatic, but even without that, if there's lights, that seems like a lower capital expenditure. I don't know the situation there, but that's one that I didn't see called out individually here that I would just love to get some analysis and thoughts on too.
What I could add a
Yeah.
little bit too, so one for a field trip, remember, we have the Open Meetings Act, so we can't have all commission, or all advisory board members going to one location, cause that would constitute a meeting. So maybe one or two at a time, we can do something that way. Sorry, just gotta get.
No, no, no,
put-
no,
Put
no,
that
I-
hat on. And also in regards to lighting, some of the concerns that I'm aware of are our neighbors who are not big fans of additional lighting. So that's always kind of been a item that has come up as a concern.
Isn't there, you know?
I have a couple comments, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Okay, great. So first, a field trip to Stream Song sounds great, Vince, thank you. Second, so Miles, a couple times this year, more than a couple times this year, I was at the range late and was unable to purchase range tokens because the staff was interested in getting home rather than maintaining the facility open even though the light was. So there, to Troy's point, I think there's an easy opportunity, if your staffing model accommodates it, to just keep the range open longer to create additional revenue. The second point to that is, I would consider or ask you to reconsider the range ball pricing, where the half bucket per ball is considerably more than the full bucket, because I personally witnessed a lot of people just get full buckets and then they leave with the extra balls rather than leave them there, because I think it just encourages that type of behavior rather than, and I get the reason that you have the pricing that you do, but I don't know if it's, you have some unintended consequences from that pricing model.
Yeah, no, agreed. We ran into some operational, to touch on the hours, we ran operationally with some range ball constraints towards the end of the year, especially where we stopped selling range balls 15, 20 minutes earlier than we normally would, just because we needed to clean pick the range almost every night, because we were losing so many balls from theft or hitting into the dump area behind the range, whatever it may be. But yes, definitely agree on the losing range balls. That's a different concern. Before we switched to the new system on the range, we were losing range tokens, and instead of stealing the tokens, now they're taking the golf balls. So we'll
I've
have to
watched
address
many
that.
people just
Yeah.
carry the baskets away or dump them in the bag because they don't want to pay the premium for the half bucket, but that's all that time they have to hit the balls.
Yeah.
So they just keep getting the balls, and whether they come back or not is a different question.
I think that's easily fixable.
Agreed.
Okay. And then
GPS.
for the extended hours, I kind of remember Shannon, there was a certain point in time, there was an agreement made with the neighborhood that lights would be on till a certain time at night, and then that's it. I don't know if that's still in effect or what those hours are.
For the athletic field, I want to say it's specific to the athletic field, and I want to say it's 10 p.m.
Okay,
and, but it's also specific to the athletic field.
right.
If any, well, there'd be a couple of things. If adding lights, we would likely have to go to the village for a special use permit for addition of that sort of equipment.
Mhm.
And also, we would have to send out letters to all of our neighbors to see if they're, okay with that. So it's not saying that it's not a possibility, but it's something that the park board will have to think about before
Okay.
any of that occurs.
So the paddleboard courts lights can be on, they're not restricted by, it has to be off by a certain hour because it's inside the park per se. Maybe if you don't-
I'm not
yeah,
sure,
let's
I
just
don't
look
think
it up
that
and
there's
know.
anything, there's nothing in any sort of agreement that we have with Paddle or the neighborhood in regards to that in particular. In the park board's ordinance, conduct ordinance, it has park hours on specific things. And, I mean, the thing is, we wanna be good neighbors, you know, to the community. And anything new and changing, from what they purchased their property in that condition, and then you add things to it, it tends to, cause a little bit of a fuss sometimes. So we just wanna make sure that, that anything that we do in regards to that is taking that into consideration.
Yeah. Yeah, no, clearly understand you don't wanna get the neighborhood upset by, you know, having the thing still open at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it's realistic. I just couldn't remember if there was a straight up lights out time.
We
And
have our
that might have
park
been a long
hours.
time ago.
Yeah, we have our park hours for the park in general, but
Okay.
it's not specific to lighting per se.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
hey, Nikki, before we move on, one more comment, and Miles and Vince, have you contemplated Willow Hills reopening and the impact that will have on driving range revenue?
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed it, you know, looking at the other competition that's in the area, that's within about the same range. It will have some impact. I don't know if it'll have a significant impact. I
wouldn't be
don't
surprised if it
anticipate.
does, given they're redoing it, it's gonna be now gonna be super flat and going north-south rather than in the sun and grass, right, which is something that we just can't compete with that, so
Right.
I do think you're gonna have a drain on your traffic when it does reopen the driving range.
Yeah, John, good point, and, you know, I just think it's something, once that driving range opens at Willow Hill, let's track the difference between last year to this year, if it is having an impact on revenue and what it is, and that's something you could clearly bring up at this meeting to just make everybody aware it's having an impact, and here's what that impact is, or it's minimal to no impact, which would be great, if that's the case.
We certainly benefited from them being closed.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't disagree with that. Okay. Anything else on driving range enhancement? All right. Volunteering at the golf course. I'll volunteer. No comment on that at all. I brought that up at the last meeting just to see if there were opportunities for guys like myself who are retired, enjoy the golf course, and maybe could have a couple hours a week where they could volunteer and do things on the golf course. Last year and the year before, the men's club and some wives of men's club members literally came out to the golf course and filled divots. So the amount of divots was an issue, and filling them was extremely time consuming. And overwhelmed staff, so we all understood that. So that was a men's club volunteering event. And there was 3 or 4 of them, or whatever they were. So, but Miles brought up a great point, because I at one time, before the golf course reopened, I volunteered and mowed fairways, which I had a great time doing, but that Miles kind of brought some common sense to that, like, you do realize that's a pretty high insurance risk, you doing that. I know, Vince, you can nod your head. So anyway, it just brought it up as a topic. I mean, there's lots of facets to that. It's the recruiting of it, what could they do? So before we get to the recruiting aspect, I guess first question is, do you have any ideas for what volunteering activities could be?
Yeah, I'll address that. So, we do not have volunteers as part of our overall, operational business in our company. We don't have volunteers at any of our facilities. It does become a wage and hour concern. It does become a liability concern as far as if somebody were to get hurt, it obviously goes against our insurance that we have at the club. If there were to be any type of disagreement, there becomes an issue of, are you an employee, or are we responsible for paying you, etc. I think there are some certain circumstances where maybe we would have some one-off conversations where if it were the men's club or any club, quite frankly, asking to come out and help us fill divots one night, or, you know, Eagle Scout project where somebody wants to come and complete their Eagle Scout project. I think those are one-offs that we would have a discussion with everybody about. But as far as volunteers on a regular basis to become rangers or starters or mow fairways, it's not something that we typically get involved with.
Okay, understand. Yeah, I mean, I was naive about taking that into consideration, like,
We really appreciated the help, though.
yeah, no, listen, I had a great time doing it, but I understand the flip side of that equation was, you know, if I fell off the mowing machine and that went into the water and I went in with it, that's a bit of a liability, so I certainly wouldn't want to promote something where
It's
it's an
typically not a problem until it becomes a problem.
Right, understand. So if there's some one-offs and it could work,
I think we have those discussions on a case-by-case basis.
right,
And completely supportive of some of those, so Boy Scouts and other folks.
yeah. Are you guys aware of Boy Scouts have at least one project, if not two, right?
Bat houses.
No, it's not spiders, come on.
Bat
Bats.
The bats.
That house.
Yeah, they put bat houses out there, which was a Boy Scout thing, which was great. Really did a great job, so. And something like that, I could see you guys supporting and you'd supervise it and, there'd be a lot of hands on it. So, okay. All right, any other conversations about volunteering? Well, there you, if you need me, just let me know. The cost is good, you know, just saying. Okay, do we want to have a discussion on golf course priorities, or we want to just review this list? I'm open either way.
I'm happy to see the golf course priorities.
I'm sorry, didn't,
I'm happy to see the golf course priorities. If it's in here.
yeah, no, that's that whole list that a few minutes ago we just said, go ahead and look through it, because it's, you just got it.
Yeah.
It's what's attached to the agenda, what was attached to your agenda when it was posted.
Right.
Yeah, so there was a document provided by Nikki, another document provided by John, and then a document provided by us that was consolidated with notes for all of those.
Okay, sorry, I haven't had a chance to go through it.
Yeah, I think, just as a point of order, I think it's in reference, Mickey is referencing, to take us back a few minutes, we had said we all just got this, maybe it would be good to bring this up at the next meeting, but there were a couple points that he wanted to address now, and so I think what he's saying is, correct me if I'm wrong, is there anything else on that we want to address now, or do we want to take that time and then come back, or intermittently between now and the next meeting, provide some additional comments?
Yeah. What would your preference be, Troy?
I'm leaning toward take the time, have a thorough review by the commissioners and come back with any questions or additions for the next meeting to discuss if we think something's been left out beyond what we already talked about.
Okay, John, you, what's your take on that? You're on mute, John. John, you're on mute.
No worry, you can't hear me. Since these guys haven't had a chance to digest it, I think it makes sense for us to give them the time to review it so we can have a comprehensive dialogue about it.
Right, I would agree with that. Again, if you guys wanna go through it, we can do it. If not, I think we'd be better served,
Yeah,
guys to
no, it's
digest it
fine.
first.
And what I would advise too for our new advisory board members is to go back and watch the first meeting that's on the Park District's website, so you can get up to date on what happened at the last meeting and some of the other things that we went over, including the comprehensive master plan, the items that were specific to golf, and those items as well, so you can be up to date on what everybody heard at the last meeting as well as this.
So Shannon, we also want the new members here to have an opportunity to make their own suggestions, right? So after they've read these, we can submit additional items to review, correct?
I think that is the director of Member Archambault.
That's actually a good question, because you got 3 new members, so 3 new sets of eyes. If you guys go through this stuff, again, if you have a list of questions, great stuff that is on here that we can answer for you. But if you come up with other things, I'm all for it. I'm 100%. Any ideas you could come up with, put them on the table.
Yeah,
And
Let's
as a
hear it.
procedural point, Mickey has to put out the agenda, which has to be approved in the meeting that follows, so just getting that to Mickey, so we have that on the agenda would be
Right.
helpful too.
Yeah, and generally the way I've done it is I try to get, if there's an agenda, it's a draft agenda, I send it out. Hey, look at this, do you guys have anything you want to add, delete, whatever, before we bring it up at this meeting? And if you've just got on your own anything you want to add as an agenda item, send it in advance, so we got it, so.
Okay, I guess where I was going with it was, when are final decisions made on all these priorities? So if we look through it, that's sort of why I was asking.
Okay.
I think you guys are right, I'll go away and digest them and come back, I don't wanna waste anyone's time.
Right.
But I was more interested in the deadline for actually making the decisions on what gets prioritized.
So, again, for this year, anything that's got decent capital attached to it in terms of an expense, that's set.
That's it.
So anything we'd be doing, we'd be talking about 2027.
And that's, and to add to that, I think that's why we were giving Kemper so many kudos, because they took a lot of what, you know, they already planned their budget and everything else, and then they took this list and said, you know, we could do a lot of this year with the budget we already have approved, which was surprising in a good way. So if there are small things that they may consider, but we are getting closer to the season to throw them a bone, yeah.
Right. So, anyway, so I'll give you the wild example. It's like, hey, so when can we get approved to get a brand new clubhouse? That's gonna be a while. We're gonna-
I'm not going that far. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
but you know,
like,
it's to that kind of major capital
You
thing,
know,
if you've got them.
If we have a spreadsheet that shows, hey, we're doing A, B, C, and D in this order, or is it just what's here?
We have a 5-year
They-
plan.
You've
They
got a
have their own
5-year
plan.
plan, can you share that? Thank you.
That will answer a lot for you.
Yeah, I'm sure I just need to go away and read.
No, not at all. I think that's a good question, and that 5-year plan will help.
Yep.
Okay, great, thank
And
you.
what I would clarify with the 5-year plan, the park board approves only year 1 of that 5-year plan, the rest is just a plan. None of that is actually approved by the park board.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Every year it's comprehensive is the right word. So the budget is comprehensive, it's reviewed several times, but that's for everything associated with the park district, of which golf is one piece.
Gotcha.
So it's not like, oh, I see in your long-range plan that you're gonna, you know, buy a whole new fleet of carts. Okay, might sound like a plan, but that's gotta go through a budget review. Can we still do it? Can we afford it? Typical budget process.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay. All right, so, speaking of comprehensive, I'm gonna go on to item 6, comprehensive master plan, golf facilities review. Could we, or did we, Saba, did we send Eric, John, and Josh the link to the comprehensive master plan for the park district?
I don't think I did, but I can go ahead and send that with
Okay.
the rest of the items that they're requesting.
Right, so as you're sitting in there casually in your comfortable chair looking at things, this is like a 373-page document. Comprehensive is the key word. It is very comprehensive. It's also, if you get into it, it's like a wealth of information. Just people's attitudes, thoughts, you know, and if you didn't like it, you'd say it's analysis paralysis, but there is an enormous amount of analysis in that document. And golf's got, you know, some of those items in there, so I recommend when you have some leisure time to go ahead and look at that stuff. Okay, anything else? John, you got anything else on the master plan?
No, thank you.
Okay. Staff updates, so if we haven't already hit all the highlights, Miles, go ahead.
Yeah.
Kemper.
Yeah, we've hit most of them. So in the board packet, there was the client report that just kind of went over our December financials, and it was kind of a overall review of 2025. Again, very successful year. You know, year-end EBIT of $939,000 with net income of $570. You know, as Mickey mentioned, you know, we are responsible for funding or bring up that fund balance. And so there was no transfers for 2025, and we ended up actually funding enough in excess to bring the fund up to where we would need it for 2026. So that puts us in a good position moving forward. Continued work right now. We had considerable tree work done over the last 30 days on the golf course to help open up some areas and then address a lot of dead trees or any risky branches and things that were overhanging. We'll have a little bit more work to do here professionally, and then we have some stuff that we'll do in-house on the golf course with that. And then otherwise, programming, like I said, we're kind of in the final stages of getting a lot of that programming built out. Signups for pretty much everything's going to come out this week, and then junior golf camps are open with pretty high demand already, and expect to see that increase as we get closer to spring programming and moving forward. So, all right.
Couple questions, Miles. So if someone wanted to get a season pass in whatever category they have, that's already available. They can do that anytime. Right?
Yes, that is all. That information is on our website. That'll be on our newsletter going out this week.
Okay, and then I know there was some chatter last year, and unfortunately I was probably the one that generated some of it, about the process for getting permanent tee times for Saturday and or Sunday.
Yeah, so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, in the process of finalizing that, I actually finished that yesterday, so happy to review that with somebody if you'd like.
Yeah,
To go over
just-
some of the details. And then that will open up here probably next week. And then we will draw times. I think I apologize, I don't remember the date, but I think it was the second week of March.
Yeah.
To draw times. So
Yeah, it
it was
was-
very, very similar process. It's just the number of days is gonna be different. Instead of both days being 18 dates, it's 17 and 20.
Okay.
So the Sunday times will actually be, get more dates. this
Yeah,
year.
and last year was the priority based on residents first, so if you had 4 residents.
And that will
you-
continue into
You're
the
gonna
season.
continue that same
Yes.
process?
Yes.
Okay. So I gotta recruit another resident.
Mm.
I'm just kidding.
Miles, does any of your golf programming impact the availability of permanent tee times?
We have one Saturday event that'll impact it, and then the Winnetka Open will block that entire weekend. And then Saturday also loses 4th of July falls on a Saturday this year,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
which would be an off week. So,
Yeah, 4th of July, at least in the afternoon traditionally is, pardon the pun, you could shoot a
But-
cannon on a golf course, but,
yeah, as far as any like clinics and other items like that or anything else that we're doing on the golf course, for the most part, we've tailored it to be after any permanent tee times might be over.
okay. Okay, do you guys have questions on that stuff? So, you've been on a golf course on your own personal time and stuff, and been out there a lot. Have you guys, how familiar are you with the course?
Very.
So, would it be beneficial or not, once snow is all gone and it gets a little closer to opening day, would you want Miles or Vince, Miles or Evan or myself to give you guys like a tour of the entire golf course and walk you through everything?
I'm good, thank you.
I think I'm pretty familiar with
Yeah.
it.
As well.
Okay,
Like I said,
great.
I spent a lot of time last year teaching Evan and walking around with him, so I got good first-hand knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, those of us who have played the course forever are so impressed with the renovation, we'd like to show it off, so, that was my point. All right. If there's nothing else on staff updates, we'll go to agenda item number 8, which is member comments. John, you okay starting? Any comments from you?
Okay, starting, so I don't have anything to comment on, so thank you.
Okay. Troy?
Nothing from me. I think we covered everything. I appreciate all of the organization from the rest of the committee and Kemper. Thank you.
Okay.
No comment.
No comment right now, thank you.
No comment, thank you for all the information.
Okay.
Commissioner Corley?
I wasn't done yet.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Scott, go ahead.
All I wanted to say is that I'm gonna report all this those back to the board at our next regular meeting, so, yeah, it's great info to bring back to them, that's all.
Okay. I was gonna have just one comment, and it's really a preliminary congratulations to Troy and his wife, because she is gonna now have baby number 4.
Less golf time, but, it's worth it, yeah.
Yeah, it will be. Congratulations, that's
Thank you
awesome
very
stuff.
much.
Okay. Shannon, anything on your end?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Saba?
No comment.
Thank you, by the way, for being so accommodating on all of this stuff. It's really very much appreciated. All right, with that said, oh my God, in 1 hour. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:01?
Motion to adjourn?
Second? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, guys. If not sooner, we'll see you in April. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on.